All right, let's get into this. So I spent a few minutes thinking of an idea to come up with for a video, and I wasn't able to come up with an idea. Well, I mean, after not being able to, I got an idea that was kind of a little bit of my personal advice or tips for the younger generation. I was a child once too, so I've been through all the steps that kids go to school and all that stuff. So let's get right into it. I'll reflect on myself as I talk about it. No, I'll be brief about this. If you're 0 to 10 years old, your best bet is just is through toys in the beginning. When the baby's young, you give them different toys to play with, give them different activities, and that's how you figure them out. Obviously, being your kid, anyways, that's not important. But you can start school as early as 2 years old, right? You can do private schooling from 2 years old. You can do regular school from 5 or 6 years old. School is really where they do activities and socialize with other kids, and even do a little bit of competing academically and maybe in sports or activities. That's a good way for kids to find out what they're doing. Really, to me, if you're 0 to 10 years old, your daily life should be about having fun, doing some kind of academics and learning, and having and doing some kind of activities that you enjoy, socializing a bit. Whenever you can. I'm not the type of person who would ever want to put pressure on a child that young, whether it's some kind of sport or whatever the case is. I wouldn't want to do that. 11 to 15, I would say, probably try to avoid using drugs at that age. I don't think that will take you into a good direction. If you're between the ages of 11 and 15, I would say avoid drugs at all costs. And I actually mean that. 11 to 15 is not the age to be doing any kind of drugs or alcohol. That is what it is, and that is my opinion. Anyways, so let's move on. So 11 and 15 is kind of between that 0 to 10, and then that teenage years, I'd say 16 to 19, 20, or whatever the case is, 16 to 19 or 20. You're between that. It's a transitional period. You will find, if you're an 8-year-old and you listen to this could really come in handy. You will find that at between 11 to 15, that it's a big transitional period. Things start changing a lot. It's like when you're 0 to 10 years old, nothing really changes. It's all the same. And then it's like 11 to 15, things start changing drastically. Everything around you, all the kids, the schools, the class, everything just drastically changes. And the change is just insane. It's a tremendous change. From 16 to 20, that's when you start learning how to become an adult. So this is a bit of a different transition. And this transition you'll find is that kids will mature a lot and very fast from between these years. There's just a lot of maturing that goes on. Kids that were totally loony are now showing understanding and have focus and things like that. Is that 16? Yeah, 16 to 20. It's also like, as far as I know, 16 is an age where you can just go and get a part-time job. You go to your local mall or your fast food or grocery store or convenience store, and you can get a job and you can start making money. With that money, you can treat yourself, you can buy clothes, buy food, whatever you really want to do. And some places you can get your license at 16 years old. So at 16 years old, you can have a license and be driving, rather than taking the bus or walking or having somebody drop you to school. You can drive back and forth from school. Granted that you have access to a vehicle. 16 to 20, I wouldn't encourage drug and alcohol use, but depending on where you live, again, you could be 18, 19, 20, 21, and you can legally buy alcohol, you can buy cigarettes, you might want to smoke weed or something, I don't know. It's not that uncommon for kids from 16 to 20 years old to be smoking weed, by the way. Not that I'm saying they should, I'm just saying that it's very common to see. There's a lot of kids 16 to 20 that smoke weed. I don't think well, just for the sake of it, we can do 21. I mean, I don't know, man. See, at 21, this is what you'll find. Either the kids that you grew up with, either they're still in university, not working and getting their degree so that they can get a full-time kind of like a career going, or you have kids who just got into their family business or some kind of trade and they're already earning money. And I remember seeing that, meeting even older guys that had done this when they were younger, and they got their place right away because they started working construction. Maybe construction is something where you start making money pretty much right away. They let you do 60 hours, 70 hours, 80 hours, and it's very laborious and it's difficult and it's really hard on your body, but you can make a lot of money right away, right? And some people will do that. They'll get their apartment right away, they'll be doing it right away, and they'll be living their life like that right away. I don't really recommend it for everybody. But I mean, if it suits you, I'm not gonna go against it. So yeah, that's the biggest deal between 21 and 25. Are you still learning and picking stuff up, or are you kind of are you already getting into that adult mode? I've never been on residence. I can't talk for it or against it. I personally didn't want to live on residence. I didn't see the point. People actually threw that at me. Why don't you go live on res? You can party all the time. You can have friends. You can live like by yourself in that place. I had people around me, and there was quite a few individuals who were very insecure, and they were always worried that I would find out about what they were really like and what kind of things they really did, and also feeling like to them I wasn't the same race as them pretty much, to them I was a different race, and they treated me like I was a different race. They really didn't treat me like I was of their race, right? Which is kind of good. But at the same time, individuals will get worried. What if this guy finds out, things about my life and how, whatever I was and all that stuff, all that kind of stuff. Because people love putting a bravado on for some people, putting a show on, and then, they're a totally different person. So they were worried about that. So they were throwing me the idea of going to residence. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go to college or university and live on residence. It wasn't about the marks or anything. I didn't want to do it. I thought it was ridiculous. I mean, I went to college at 18 years old and I dropped out after like 6 weeks. It just wasn't working out for me. It was really stupid. I didn't like going to school, even in high school. I didn't like going to classes and doing that stuff. I found it useless. The only class that was useful was gym class. That's the only class I liked because I got to actually move around and do stuff. Other than that, all the classes to me were really boring. So, I dropped out of college and in like 6 weeks. I said, this shit is stupid. And I had a part-time job, but I was earning decent amount of money. Enough to buy decent clothes and decent shoes and stuff, name brands, and not like your crazy name brands, just like your lower mid-range name brands, lower end kind of. But I mean, they were still cool. I mean, I had new Timberland boots. Okay, that was cool. Timberland is a cool boot to have, and Timberlands are really in. So I had Timberland boots. I had brand new Nike Frees. Now I wasn't paying $1,000 for these shoes, but they were still pretty decent. And they were cool to wear that stuff. I'm a big sporting wear guy. I don't like dressing up. I absolutely hate dress pants. I haven't worn jeans since 2014 or 2013 maybe. Maybe it's been since 2013. It's been almost a decade that I have not put on a pair of jeans. I absolutely hate wearing jeans. I hate dressing up. I hate dress pants. For me, I like pretty much comfort wear, athletic wear, which is, between casual and athletic wear. So it's pretty much like track pants or pajama, but it's not pajamas, it's not pajamas that you sleep in, and it's not really sporting track wear, but somewhere along the line. And I like that kind of stuff. I wear about a size bigger than what I should wear because I like the clothes to be loose and comfortable and everything. And that's how I dress. Where was I going with this? So I got my own apartment at 19 years old. I had a 2-bedroom apartment to myself. I had that, and I was only 19. I had and my apartment building had the swimming pool was dirty, but they had a swimming pool. The gym was kind of small, but they had a gym. You know what I mean? So they had a lot of stuff there. It was cool. That's how I grew up, you know, with having a, you know, for I lived there for a year because the lease was for a year. Sometimes I wish I would have just continued living there for longer. What else can I talk about? Any kind of advice I can give? I can't really give that much advice. What else? What else can we talk? Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, is there any what advice in here? I mean, everything is pretty simple. You know, the way the system and the process is made is that you're already supposed to figure things out. Typically, kids have someone in their life, at least some people in their life, who are throwing different ideas at them, and that's a good thing. Don't get stuck in one thing. Try to get different ideas, different people, and try different things. Even when they're like 4 years old, try different things and try to figure out your path and your way. Try to enjoy things. So even if you're taking it seriously, you should still have some kind of enjoyment. I mean, you could be in the Olympics and you could enjoy that stuff. You could just be the type of person that enjoys taking things very seriously. You know, I mean, there are people who do things for fun all their life and they're not that good at it. I've seen it. You know, someone will live and breathe soccer. You know, and in their shitty little school, they can be the captain of the team and they can live and breathe it and watch all this stuff and idolize these soccer players and play all the time for fun. And they can be decent at that level, but really they can just suck, you know, and I'm telling you, I have that right now. I've developed that. Unfortunately for me, I developed everything I did through, you know, after robbing a bank, doing all this time and everything. That's where I developed myself. And I'll tell you right now that I don't play bullshit. You know what I mean? Even if you're playing a little game of soccer with me, you know, you gotta play it properly, man. Because I don't play for fun, and I don't play just to. I mean, I have fun playing, but for me, fun is also pushing myself. I mean, I like taking it seriously. I like going hard. You know, I go at a harder intensity. You know, and I like when things are of a higher standard, and that you know there's a lot of skill. You don't have to be really skilled. Always remember this: you don't always have to be skilled or talented to hang with the pack. That's not always necessary. You don't have to be the most talented or skilled to hang with the pack. You have to understand that. When you're with the pack, as long as you take things seriously the way they take things seriously, you have the same standard as them, you can hang with them. You know, that's probably one of the best pointers I put in this video. But I will tell you that, you know, I take everything that I do seriously. And I like, and even if I'm having fun and joking, I do it at a certain level, and I do it with a certain seriousness. Don't push somebody into becoming too skilled or talented. Let them find their own way. You know, and it's true, you know, you could be, like I said, man, you don't even know who you are, and you could go between 100 people and find out that you're just much better at something, you know. And like I told you, there are guys that live and breathe stuff, and they're still not that good. You know, I've had a guy tell me, like, dude, I'm never gonna make it to the pros, so I'm not even taking this that hard. You know, one day, you know, this, you know, someone plays with somebody at a much higher level, and they're like, holy shit, like I'll never be that good, and I can't even handle that kind of stress. They call it stress. I call it pressure. They call it stress. I can't handle that stress. It's all about taking things seriously, you know. You find out what level and what caliber you're at, and that means a lot, you know. Today I can say I'm at a high level and caliber at a lot of things, man. Even life, man. I'm not just talking about soccer. I'm talking about life and stuff. You know what I mean? I do believe I'm at a much higher level. The fact that I'm existing now alone is a big thing, because me just coming into the world is like I find out who I am, and I'm always that dude, man. You know, I'm always one of those dudes. You know what I mean? I'm always one of those dudes. At the end of the day, even if I fall down, or I won't fall, but even if I fall back, I try to recline and fall back, I'm still one of those dudes. At the end of the day, I still end up being one of those dudes, and that's just who I am. Aside from all the work ethics and all that shit that I have learned over the years, I'm still one of those dudes all the time at the end of the day. All right, so we'll leave this where it is, and I might do a part 2 to this and try to give a little bit more. But for now, the video has ended here, and we're gonna stop it and try to watch all of it. And I will say again, oh, there's one more thing that I want to say. Listen, Even if you saw me in 2022, if you saw me before like June or something or July, I'm telling you, if you watch my videos right now, you know me better than anybody, even before that time, okay? This year.